Smart people make bad decisions all the time, not occasionally, not by accident. They make them consistently, quietly, with confidence. These decisions don't feel reckless. They don't feel rushed. They feel considered. They come with explanations, with logic, with reasons that sound solid. There is no moment of doubt, no internal alarm. Everything feels under control. And that is the problem. Because when a decision feels intelligent, it rarely gets questioned. And when it doesn't get questioned, it stays. Sometimes for years. We like to believe intelligence protects us. That being smart means being rational. That good decisions naturally follow good thinking. This belief is comfortable. It creates order. It gives the impression of control. If intelligence works, then mistakes must come from ignorance, from lack of information, from poor reasoning. Psychology shows something very different. In reality, intelligence does not prevent bad decisions. In some cases, it makes them harder to detect. This isn't about being uninformed. It isn't about missing data. It's about how the human brain operates. The brain is not designed to find truth. It is designed to maintain stability. It looks for coherence, for internal consistency, for explanations that reduce tension. And the more intelligent a person is, the more efficiently this system works. The mind becomes better at organizing ideas, better at connecting arguments, better at making things feel reasonable, even when they aren't moving in the right direction. The smarter the mind, the smoother the process, and the easier it becomes to stay exactly where you are. Most people imagine bad decisions as emotional, impulsive, careless, driven by panic or pressure. They imagine a loss of control, a sudden mistake, something obvious in hindsight. But many of the most damaging decisions are made in a very different state. They are made calmly, slowly, deliberately. There is no rush, no emotional spike, no visible confusion. The person feels composed. The decision is explained, structured, supported by clear reasoning. It feels balanced, measured, even responsible. This is what makes it dangerous, because nothing feels wrong. The decision does not trigger doubt. It does not create friction. It settles quietly into place. Once it settles, it starts to feel normal. And once it feels normal, it becomes difficult to question. Not because it is correct, but because it feels coherent. Psychologists call this motivated reasoning. The term sounds technical, but the process is familiar. It does not mean the brain is irrational. It means the brain is protective. The mind does not move toward truth by default. It moves away from discomfort. When a conclusion already exists, the reasoning does not disappear. It reorganizes. Information is no longer examined. It is filtered. What supports the conclusion stays. What threatens it becomes secondary. Sometimes it is ignored. Sometimes it is reframed. Sometimes it is delayed. This process feels calm. There is no sense of manipulation, no feeling of resistance. Everything feels reasonable. That is why it works. When someone is intelligent, this mechanism becomes more refined. They do not reject evidence, they reinterpret it. They do not deny contradictions, they contextualize them. Each detail finds its place. Each doubt finds an explanation. Not because the person is dishonest, but because the brain is efficient. Efficiency does not mean accuracy. It means stability. The conclusion comes first. The reasoning comes after. Always. Intelligence does not change the direction. It improves the structure. The arguments become clear. In finance, this mechanism appears constantly. Smart people hold on to bad investments for years. Not because they misunderstand the numbers, not because they lack information. They understand the data. They have read the reports. They know the risks. But the decision already exists. Once money is committed, the brain begins to protect the choice. Loss becomes patience. Decline becomes temporary. Risk becomes long-term strategy. Each new signal is interpreted through the same frame. Negative results do not challenge the decision. They are explained. The explanation grows more detailed, more sophisticated, more convincing, especially when the person is intelligent. The reasoning improves. The outcome does not. The investment remains the same. Only the story around it evolves. The same mechanism appears in careers. People remain in roles they quietly dislike, not with frustration, not with conflict. Quietly. They continue to perform. They meet expectations. They stay competent. From the outside, nothing looks wrong. The decision to stay is explained. It is called strategy. It is called patience. It is called responsibility. Discomfort becomes maturity. Dissatisfaction becomes realism. Delay becomes foresight. Each explanation sounds reasonable, especially to someone intelligent. The reasoning is clear. The narrative is stable. Years pass without rupture, without visible failure. Nothing collapses. And because nothing collapses, the decision feels justified, even when nothing changes. This mechanism does not stop with major decisions. It appears in everyday life, in routines that repeat without direction, in habits that slowly erode, in situations that no longer evolve. Nothing dramatic happens. There is no clear breaking point, no moment that demands action. The brain does not evaluate the situation. It explains it. Each behavior has a reason. Each pattern has a context. Fatigue, timing, circumstances. The question is not whether it works. The question becomes whether it can be justified. And justification is always available, especially to an intelligent mind. The routine stays. The explanation adapts. Everything feels manageable, even when it leads nowhere. Over time, this pattern creates an illusion, not an obvious one, a quiet one. The illusion of being rational, the illusion of being in control, the illusion of progress. Nothing feels chaotic. Life continues to function. Responsibilities are handled. Decisions appear coherent. But something subtle changes. Results stop mattering. Consistency takes their place. Explanations accumulate. Outcomes do not. Smart people rarely fail loudly. They drift. They move carefully. They move logically. They move without urgency. Each step feels justified. Each decision feels reasonable. And because everything sounds intelligent, nothing feels dangerous. This is not collapse. It is erosion. Slow, silent, convincing. Intelligence does not guarantee better decisions. It guarantees better explanations. It allows choices to feel stable, to feel justified, to feel complete, even when they quietly lead nowhere. Once this mechanism is understood, it becomes difficult to ignore. It appears in systems, in institutions, in ordinary lives, not as failure, but as logic. And sometimes, uncomfortably, it appears in the reasoning that explains our own decisions.